Hey everyone, it's Nerbygames and welcome to my review of the Samson Q2U and now the lateral microphone position. Just to let you know, I am putting voice isolation on a lot of these tracks that I am recording, but right now I am not going to put voice isolation on, but I'm going to let you know when I'm going to do it. I'm just letting you guys know, I'm not an audio engineer. I didn't go to school and get an audio degree in Audioville, Arizona. I don't even know if Audioville, Arizona is even a place. I just made up that. I'll also have you guys know that I am reviewing the XLR version of this because I have such a low voice, and if I do the USB with all the tests that I'm doing in this review, it just doesn't make sense. An XLR version sounds better to me. Right now, voice isolation has been turned on. Not only will I be doing a close mic test and a handling noise test, I will be angling the microphone laterally, as you have been hearing right now. I'll be miking myself from below a little bit, and I will also be miking myself from above. Because of a video I just watched, which I basically already knew this, but I really haven't been doing this, from Andrew Barr, titled Why You Hate Your Recorded Voice and How to Fix It. And I just did that with my recent mic that I just reviewed on this channel, and it made a difference. So right now you're hearing the Samson Q2U in the lateral position. Links to Andrew Barr's video will be in the description. For this microphone, we'll also be doing a plosive test, a close mic test, a handling noise test. We will be testing how the on and off switch affects the microphone. We will be testing the noise floor, which is a combo of the microphone and the interface I'm working. If I didn't tell you already, we have no effects applied, and to me, I don't think applying any effects will serve it any well. We will also be moving around the mic to show the difference of what angle you can speak it at. We'll do a singing sample that's with this mic, the Q7x and the Q9U. We'll be doing comparisons between the Q9U and the Q7x. We will also be doing a shock absorption test. This is a test of the Samson Q2U in a lateral position. I'll be listening back to each one of these, seeing which one sounds the best on my voice. This is a test of the Samson Q2U a little bit below, towards the desk, toward the mouse, a little too much in my opinion, but this is how it sounds. And this is miking the Samson Q2U from above a little bit. Does this make much of a difference? I'm going to listen back and see which one I prefer, and we'll continue some part of the review with it. And we have determined that the best sound on my voice is from below, which is unfortunate because it's right by the mouse, and I have a vertical mouse. What's a vertical mouse, may you ask? It's a mouse that's vertical. Wow, gee, that's helpful. Well, it's kind of looks like a shell, and like it's in between the mouse and the desk and the drink. So I don't really like the position of what I can sound best, what I think I sound best in. But for the singing test that's coming up, I'm going to be putting the mic in a more lateral position. Now the voice isolation will be off for the plosive test, which we are about to do, with the provided windscreen because I don't want to spit into the microphone. Please bring pizza pronto. Please bring pizza pronto. Please bring pizza pronto. The voice isolation will also be turned off for the close miking test. So if you really want to get up close to the mic, you can do that if you want. And this is how it sounds. This is a close miking test. Hey, it is Nerbygames again, and we have turned down the gain because we are also close miking, and we're doing a handling noise test, and also maybe turn that down a little more, the gain down a little more. Also, wow, okay, maybe a little even more. We'll say right there. Also, no voice isolation will be off, and we're doing a handling noise test. So if you decide to go up on stage and have the bright idea of handling this on stage, this is how it's going to sound like. It's not good, okay? It's not good at all. Okay, we are back in the downward position pointed at my mouth. Sorry if a lot of that peaked there. I didn't mean it. It just happened. But yeah, now we are going to test the on and off switch and how it affects. Also, voice isolation is still off. Where we have the microphone on. And that was the on and off switch. We're going to do it again. And the microphone's back on. And now we are doing a noise floor sample. The voice isolation is still off, so we will let you hear the noise floor for about 10 seconds starting now. And now we are back. And yeah, that's that test. We're back with another test. This time we are going to do the shock absorption test. Sorry about that. I'm not good at voiceover that much, not all the time, but we will be doing a shock absorption test. And since we just did a handling noise test, I don't expect it to go well. So also I'll let you know that voice isolation is still turned off. But here we go. We're now banging the desk. And now we are going to tap the boom arm that the microphone is attached to. And as you see, your church bell is ringing at the hour, and that sounded like a church bell. Please forgive me. That wasn't really delivered very well. But yeah, that is the shock absorption test. Hey everyone, it's Nerbygames again. We are going to be standing up now. We have our microphone positioned a little bit below me, but we are going to have the voice isolation will be off, but we will be moving around the microphone to show how differently it sounds when you're angling your voice. So right now I've been speaking off a little bit to the side. Now I'm moving a little bit forward towards the mic. Topeka, you can still catch a plosive over there. Now we're going to move to the side of the mic. We're speaking to the side of the mic. We're going to move around. We're speaking to the other side. We got to move this lamp. Now we're still moving to the side. We are speaking to the wall. We're speaking into the wall. We're speaking to the wall. You can hear the reverb. You can hear the reverb. Wow. That's just why you close mic things. I bumped my head into the lamp.
Now we are speaking, can you tell? I am speaking towards the microphone. You can't really hear much of a difference, but I'm speaking from the back into the front.
I don't know who that person was, but it wasn't me. So we're back to speaking off a little bit of axis. Should I record like this? I feel like I'm much more energized and I can voice act my ass off. Yeah, wow, gee, you just peaked. Oh, okay, so I just turned down the volume a little bit. I'm sorry if my mic is a little too loud. Is it? I don't know. I don't know though. Now the Samsung Q2U is back in the lateral position. We have turned the voice isolation on because honestly, I think you've heard enough of this mic. And we will be going on to the comparisons. For fairness of the comparisons, we'll all do the comparisons in a more lateral mode. So right now you've been listening to the Samsung Q2U for a lot of the video. Here's the next mic. This is a test of the Samsung Q7X. This is in a lateral position. The voice isolation will be on. And this is the mic I've switched from the Q2U of. And I'll show you one reason why. And this is a test of the Samsung's Q7X, believe it or not, in a position that's above me. So basically this is just like, if you decide to like, I don't like this microphone, just to play around with these sort of angles that you're directing the microphone at your voice, whether it be below you or above you, and you might get better results. And if you don't, then you can probably make a decision on whether to get rid of that mic or not. We're back on the lateral position of the Samsung Q2U. This is a vocal recording sample. Moving on to the next mic. This is a vocal recording test of the Samsung Q9U, completely lateral. It's completely neutral mode. No the mid boost or the low end roll off. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. We're back on the lateral position of the Samsung Q2U. Yep, we've returned to this mic. This is still the Samsung Q2U. If I didn't say it the last time, voice isolation is still on. We will be moving on to the singing test now, to a song, just one song per microphone, of something that can happen to anyone in the bathroom. This is a singing sample of the Samsung Q2U. I was sitting on the toilet and I was taking a doo-dee when the doo-doo hit the water. The water hit my booty. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. This is a singing sample of the Samsung Q7X. I was sitting on the toilet and I was taking a doo-dee when the doo-doo hit the water. The water hit my booty. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. This is a singing test of the Samsung Q9U. I was sitting on the toilet and I was taking a doo-dee when the doo-doo hit the water. The water hit my booty. So, all in all, the plosive test went as well as I thought it would. Close miking is where this microphone really shined. Don't handle this mic at all, unless you're insane or you have something wrong with you. Keep it on a boom arm or a microphone stand or wherever you put it. Just don't handle it, or because the handling noise is not good. The on and off switch was a little too loud in my taste, so I just would not use it. When it came to the vocal test that I've done, listening back to it, I can discern from, or I think that's the right word, from what I'm listening to and what this microphone is producing for me, is that the Q2U is a very bright mic, probably for people who have higher voices, and even compared to the Q9U, which is a much darker mic, there's a lot more bass coming through that than it does through the Q2U, in which for the Q2U you have to get on top of to, as you can see, get the bass out. And the only other way that I know of you can get the bass out of is pointing it under me, which, as you can see, it wasn't ideal. That's where the mouse is, and the keyboard. I could be, gaming like a crazy madman, and I might hit the microphone boom arm. And as you heard from the handling noise is not good, so it's just not ideal for me. When it came to singing, the Q2U got a little bit better, but again, it wasn't as dark and boomy. And as again, to accentuate that, you have to move your microphone. And for my needs, even at different positions, the Q7X, in which I did the Q7X and the Q9U in the completely lateral position, there was more the low end coming out from even the Q7X. Q2U more prominent, but as I've said, this mic is going to more benefit those people who have higher voices. And I think you know the answer of what I recommend this to. I think I've keyed that in the last voiceover. It depends on what sort of voice you have and how you're positioning it. For the low enders in my situation, which is not treated, I would have to put it pointed from the bottom, and that's how it works for me. But people have the clickety clack mechanical keyboards, and that's right by the keyboard, so that's not ideal for me. So with my sort of voice, which is very low and can get very low, and as you can see with other microphones, I can manipulate microphones to get out the dark parts of my voice. Other microphones do it better, but this microphone particularly is for people with higher voices. And even for those people who are saying, hey, neighbor, you can EQ it, you can add compression, I'm not going to get into that shit, because I want a microphone that I could travel with maybe in the future, that I don't have to mess with. And there are other microphones that I do apply the effects to, and they just sound better. Like 2 other mics that I've tested doing my new outro for my other channels, and they just sounded a lot better than this mic. So honestly, I really don't think there's any saving grace for this mic, because there are much better microphones that I already have, and this just is a regular cardioid pickup, and I can hear the reverb. From other microphones I have, I can hear it less. So yeah, and based on what I've recorded an outro for, 2 other mics with all the effects that I usually put on them just sound so much better than the Q2U. So in my case, I wouldn't recommend it. I already said this. So yeah, that's my video. I hope I made it better than the last one, because last one I did ramble on. I'm trying to stay on topic as much as I can. As much as I can. The next review, a microphone review on this channel, will be of the Samson Q9U, which you've heard comparisons for. Thanks for staying to the end. Links to my other channels and support pages will be in the description. And if it comes down to it, subscribe.